So in your ECIPL and your EBCL paper, that is the economics paper, I have given you all the dream batch in which all the chapters and everything is given. Okay, the link of the dream batches are given in the description of the video. Every single chapter you can complete. There are over 800 to 1000 students who are studying from our app currently. Okay, much more than that. So you can also go ahead, join the dream batch and enroll, and we have a special coupon for all of you all, which will also come in addition. Now the purpose of this video is there is some important topics in your EBCL economic law paper which I feel can come tomorrow. So here the notes which I'm going to tell you, I'll also tell you what I'll be doing. I have circulated in the entire all the WhatsApp group. The link of the WhatsApp groups is given in the description of the video. Now there are one more amendment which is with respect to your threshold limits of combinations. Okay, so your combination in your Competition Act 2002, the amendment with respect to your section 5. Okay, your thresholds, this has just been revised. The concept is exactly the same. Okay, transaction based method, everything. So this is important. Okay, just the limits have been changed in the file. You can see the limits. I've also shared it earlier. From that you can do. And another thing is what we will be studying in this chapter. Okay, so let's start. So it's the e-commerce rules, direct selling rules, and a pyramid and money circulation scheme. I will go really fast on it, so you don't have to worry. Okay, in a span of 15 minutes, this entire chapter will be covered. This topic in consumer protection. Now again, this is a part of Consumer Protection Act. Okay, Consumer Protection Act. Okay, so just take a note, mark with me, and this chapter will be done. I think approximately 5 marks can come in your exam with respect to this. If they ask a description, if they ask a situational based question, the mark can be even more. So let's start. Okay, so good to go. GTG in the chat box. In 10 minutes I'll cover this entire topic, and that's it, done. 5 marks secured. Okay, GTG in the chat box. That's it. Rest all the chapters in depth are in dream batch. Nicely watched. Don't think here and there. Every single thing is being covered at 2x speed. You can study. Let's start. Okay. Hi. So now in this video we'll be seeing your consumer protection rules 2020, your direct selling rules 2021, and something about the pyramid structure and the money circulation scheme. First, let's understand where does the e-commerce operators and everything come. So the topic that we are going to cover is e-commerce rules. Now when I say e-commerce, we know today is the age of online sales. So all your government in your Consumer Protection Act has already told what do market players like your Amazon, Flipkart need to put, and we would all be able to relate since we have purchased from Amazon, etc. Like the description of the seller should be given, no misrepresentation, proper images should be put up. If we want a refund, reclaim policy, all of that should be displayed. The second is we'll be seeing the direct selling rules 2021. Okay, in that what are the duties and responsibilities, and something called as a pyramid and money circulation scheme are prohibited. So from now on pyramid schemes etc cannot be launched. Let's see each topic and complete it. First, the consumer protection rules. The first thing, the introduction that we need to quote is that it was notified under section 101 subsection 1 ZG of the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Okay, it is about e-commerce. So e-commerce is sales through online methods. So first, the rules, what all do they cover? Simple little points. That the e-commerce protection rules 2020 cover whenever there is a sale, buying or selling of goods online. So goods or services are bought or sold online through a electronic network. Simple. Including buying digital products. Sir, what do you mean by digital products? Maybe your e-books. You can buy e-books. Nowadays you have e-softwares where it is there. You just download the software, maybe Adobe software, some editing software you have done. So they are all also called as online sales. Okay. Then you can have your e-books. What else do you purchase which is a digital product? So maybe it could be e-movies, etc. Okay, so it's a, or maybe lectures. You have gone ahead and bought from some classes online digital courses. So these are all called as digital products. They are all covered under these rules. One. So what does the e-commerce rules cover? All sales, including sales of digital products. Now they also cover all models. So not only goods and services, but any kind of e-commerce model is there, that also they cover. So how many e-commerce models have been given? So e-commerce models can be of two kinds. One is your marketplace model, which is nothing but your Amazon. Now tell me one thing, does when goods are sold on Amazon, it's obviously there is some other seller and a buyer there. Amazon is just a marketplace where people get list their products and sell. So even these rules even apply to marketplace models also, and those who are selling their own inventory also. So inventory model is also covered. Sir, what is inventory model? So inventory model, maybe imagine Apple. You bought an Apple watch from an Apple website. So it was an inventory model where their own goods they had it digitally placed. You went and you purchased the order. So these rules apply to goods and services bought online. Also includes or any kind of business model, whether it be a marketplace model like your Flipkart, etc., or inventory model where the seller and the marketplace is the same. Okay, so maybe Nike shoes, etc., you bought from their website is marketplace. It covers all e-commerce, whether it is a single brand or a multi-brand. Now brand wise also they have divided. So maybe you are selling a single brand through the e-commerce site, single brand, or you are selling through a multi-brand retail shop you have opened. For example, okay, online retail store. When I say Nike, you go to Nike site, they are selling only Nike goods. So they are a single brand. So when you go to their website and you purchase, it's a single brand. Multi-brand is example of your Amazon. Amazon are selling multiple brands. You have your Chroma. If you digitally purchase, they are selling multiple brands. Okay, you go to any mall, in the mall or lifestyle, if you go, maybe if they have multiple players selling, it will all cover there. So your rules also apply whether you're selling single brand or selling multi-brand, that is also covered. And third, it also covers all forms of unfair trade practice with respect to e-commerce. So online, digitally, if there is any malpractice going on, the e-commerce rules applies even to them. So all goods and services, all kinds of models, all kinds of retail, whether multi-brand or single brand retail, they all are covered. Now, who are not covered in these rules? Very simple. So imagine someone selling their own, I have my watch, I have used my watch and I want to sell it to someone else. So there is a OLX platform that is there, okay, or Quicker Pay Bech Do, sell it on Quicker sites. Now these rules do not apply to Quicker and OLX. Why? Because there is no business owner who is selling. So it is between consumer to consumer. So these rules normally tell that if you're selling, you have to have these details, you have to give refund policy, you have to do all of this, you have to have a compliance officer. So this is when a business is selling. So what are they saying? That the consumer protection e-commerce rules, okay, shall not apply if any person, natural person, that is a non-business human being, is selling in his personal capacity, okay, and it does not form a part of his profession or his business. So simple, all businesses selling, all models selling are all covered, but if you are a consumer to consumer like OLX, these rules will not apply. Now Question is, sir, what are these rules and what are the duties? So very first thing that they can ask you, duties of e-commerce entities. So this rules put some duties and liabilities on e-commerce entities. So first thing is e-commerce entities, who are they? So I'm going simple example of an e-commerce entity is Amazon. Now under these rules, Amazon has certain duties. Now you imagine, have you ever purchased from Amazon? Yes, probably yes, you must have purchased from any e-commerce site. Now when you purchase, you must have seen certain things. You must have seen that the pricing has been mentioned. You must have seen about the refund policy being given clearly. You must have seen that if you have a consumer complaint, okay, where can you complain? They have to mention that. You will have to see that all the website they have a website with all the details with respect to their company secretary, etc. What else? I'm thinking they will have a full details of the product, okay, or service. Description will be there. Description will be there. Pricing will be there. Also, features will be there, and there should be no misleading activity. Okay, if there is any misleading, for example, they put a very nice image, and when you order it, it is not exactly the same. So these are the duties which we will be reading. It's very simple. So what is an e-commerce entity? A e-commerce entity is a person who owns, operates a digital or electronic platform for e-commerce. So entity means any person who owns, operates or manages a digital or electronic platform for e-commerce. So simply it includes both, whether Amazon is also included or Nike, etc. They are also selling, they are also included. So who is an e-commerce entity? It's an entity who sell online their goods or services. Simple. Now coming to your, okay, this is a e-commerce entity that's like your platform, okay, Amazon. Now let's see what are the duties of Amazon. First thing is, if an e-commerce entity is a company, it has to be registered under Companies Act. If it is a foreign company, then under Companies Act section 2 subsection 42 is there, it has to be registered. If they have a branch office, etc., then they will have to follow the FEMA guidelines. First point, simple. They must appoint a nodal or regional officer who will handle all the compliances. Okay, so company secretary will be there, appointment of a officer. Now I don't want you to learn anything, just recollect that when I go on an Amazon site, what do I see? So I see an e-commerce entity must display the following information: the legal name of the commerce entity, the area from where you're purchasing, the purchase website, the contact details. So you will come to know that where you're ordering, where is the goods, who is the seller, where is he located, what is his GSTN number, everything will be there. Now Amazon must not do any unfair trade practice. Simple. They will have a grievance redressal. Grievance redressal officer will be there. Now just remember the points. That is what we have to note. Okay. Now they have a grievance officer, and they also have a timeline to resolve the grievances. So the grievance officer must acknowledge the complaints within 48 hours and resolve the complaints within 1 month of receipt. So first thing is, moment I realize that a seller is there, he has given false description on Amazon and he has sold it to me, I will go to Amazon customer care and I will make a complaint. Acknowledgement will come in 48 hours and it should be resolved within 1 month. So generally they have these officers and this is their duties. Within 1 month you would ideally get a refund. So this is very good for, because e-commerce has increased a lot and we needed a specific rules. If there are imported goods, then name and details of the importer should be there. Collaboration. Now again, on best effort basis, they are saying that Amazon and all these online sellers should collaborate with the consumer complaint helpline number and try to resolve cases. So if a consumer has gone on a national consumer helpline number and complained against you, it is your duty to go ahead and solve it or try to communicate your details communicate your viewpoints and try to resolve the matter. Again, you will always see that they will mention whether it is refundable, replacement is there or no. So no cancel. So therefore they are saying that all those details should be there. Now one very important point, that if imagine I order and later they say that they didn't have it in stock, they cannot deliver it. So can they put a can I tell them that listen, you wasted my time, put a cancellation fee. So I want them to pay me some compensation. So they say it can only be done if it is both ways. If it is both ways, means if a consumer cancels order, he is charged with a cancellation fee. Yes. So if I cancel the order, I get cancellation fee. So when they also cancel, even they should have cancellation fee. So no cancellation charges can be imposed on a consumer unless the e-commerce entity also bears a similar charge when they are unable to fulfill the order. Simple. Explicit consumer consent. Now what happens? Automatic purchase shouldn't happen. For every single purchase, they need to have a specific, do you want to purchase? Explicit consent should be there for purchasing the goods and services. It must be explicit and affirmative, that are you sure you want to buy the product? Why? It cannot have pre-ticked boxes, or automatic consents are prohibited. Okay. So even when we have, they will ask you that do you want it automatic renewals, do you want, so proper consent will be taken, and they also have to tell you how to cancel that subscription. Refund should be given, in case if refund has been sought and it is there in the policy, it should be given within a reasonable time frame. Prohibited manipulative practices. So e-commerce entity must not engage in any manipulative practices. Now what kind of manipulative practices Amazon can do? So maybe they are, as per market conditions, they are charging, like maybe Uber, when they know that the market is people need a lot, they will increase the prices, or they will do some kind of discrimination on basis of the mobile phone that you are holding. Someone less than 30,000, they will charge, the product will come so and so price. If you are holding a heavy price, automatically the price will increase. So this all looks like manipulative practices. This should not be done unless there is a justification in law. Okay, essential nature, extraordinary circumstances, then it is allowed, otherwise normally it is not allowed. Discriminate between consumers. So maybe from this area I'm charging them more, from another area I'm charging them less, without lawful justification. So we are done with 11 points what Amazon's duty is. No manipulative practices. Refund timeline should be adhered to. Redressal, you have a grievance committee, cancellation charge, explicit consent, importer details should be there. Grievance officer, and no unfair trade practice, display the information, and if it's a company, it should be registered under Companies Act. Foreign company should also be registered under the specific section. Now, coming to, as I told you, there are two kinds of models of e-commerce. One is your marketplace model and the other one is your inventory model. Marketplace and your inventory model. Can you tell me, marketplace model, Amazon will come here? Yes or no? Yes. So Amazon is a marketplace model where primarily, mainly they are selling goods of another. Now pay attention how it works. So this is Amazon. Okay. Now Amazon is a e-commerce operator, or here we'll call it as a marketplace. Okay, here we'll call it as a e-commerce operator or a marketplace. Okay, they are not the real sellers. The real seller is here. Okay, and here you have a buyer. Okay, now we are seeing that, now pay attention to this. Okay, what is the responsibility? What are we seeing? Now we are going to see what is the liabilities of a e-marketplace entity. Now think, what is the Duties we saw. Duties is all the information should be there, etc. No misleading practice. Now we are talking of one, they talk about duties and they're talking about liability. For example, if there is a seller, okay, I search a seller, and from the seller I bought a watch. I bought a watch or a laptop. Okay, I just recently purchased a air purifier for my room. Air purifier for my room. Okay, and let's say that turned out to be defective. That turned out to be defective. Tell me one thing, whose liability it is? The marketplace liability or the seller's liability? Think and tell me. Obviously, it will be the seller's liability. Amazon will not be liable. So here they are saying that Amazon will not be held liable if the seller is selling the goods. Amazon is not taking any guarantee for the products. No assurance. Sometimes it comes Amazon exclusive, Amazon guaranteed, then it is different. So this is the liability is always of the seller, not of Amazon, unless Amazon takes a responsibility. Let's see. Okay, now you're seeing the liabilities. We saw the duties. Duties are just inform everything, give clear cut information. Now we are seeing liability. They are saying marketplace, e-commerce entity will be exempt from liability, can seek exemption from liability under the Information Technology Act section 71. That listen, we are just an intermediary, seller is responsible, but they will say listen, then you are putting all fraudulent sellers on your thing, that is your responsibility. So it is their responsibility, now we'll see, to have agreements with sellers to see that all the taxes laws are followed, etc. Let's see. Now what is the Amazon's liability? Marketplace entity must ensure that their sellers through whom they undertake to ensure should ensure that, so they should ensure that if imagine you have Swiggy, Zomato, restaurant is putting up the picture of the food, it is your responsibility to check the description, the images, that everything is accurate. Okay, the quality, nature, purpose, appearance corresponds to how you have portrayed it, marketed it. Okay, now information displayed to the users. The marketplace entity must provide the following information which is clear and accessible in a manner. So very simple, my job is to tell you that this is the guy, the details of the seller, his GST number, his geographical address, customer address, any ratings if he has got. So sometimes they say that ratings are provided, he got a 2 rating, someone has got a 5 rating, someone has got a bestseller. So that all I can do. Consumer can request for seller details separately also. Even after the written request from this, then the entity must provide the seller's details also. Imagine if I have complained, I purchased through Amazon, and if a product came out defective, so then I will go in Amazon and get a complaint number. Okay, like a ticket number for every complaint that we are making. Simple. Return, refund, payment information. Display all this information on your Amazon website. Okay. Mode of payment. So sometimes when we go, they will tell you that they are a marketplace, right? So I'm going to purchase on Amazon goods of a Titan watch. So details about the return policy, exchange, warranty, guarantee, everything, delivery, shipment, that all should be mentioned. Mode of payment, whether you're going to make a cash, COD, cash on delivery, Google Pay, debit card, okay, or you're going to make it through a credit card, all those details should come. Payment gateway, who is it? Seller compliance information includes all the sellers provided information should be there, that the seller has complied with all the details and put up all the information. That's my job as an intermediary to check. Now one important thing is product ranking. Now tell me one thing, if you have seen on any Amazon, they normally pitch certain products. If you go on Zomato, they will specifically send certain things. Now this could be paid, it could be paid, or it could be through SEO, search engine optimization. So for example, if someone has paid, I will say that, paid advertisement will come there separately. Second is maybe on basis of your past record I will product. For example, you've ordered from one restaurant again and again, I will put that up. Second, on basis of your geography, okay, where you reside, so the closest one I will try to pitch first. So all that a e-commerce operator can do. Cannot be said that they are doing something wrong. I will clearly mention the main parameters, why I am ranking, who I am ranking, and which goods I am ranking. If a seller is around you, I will rank him first for you. Okay, so let's say if you are living in this area, sellers around this area I will pitch first so that the goods can reach faster. The ranking of the goods is determined on basis of pricing or product quality. So sometimes who have got good products ratings, I know the Amazon will pitch it first so that less hassle and people will be more motivated to get better reviews. Okay, so that only if I get good reviews, Amazon will promote me. And that is for without marketing also, without paying. Differential treatment disclosure. So if they are doing any kind of this differential treatment, they should disclose it that on basis of geographical conditions and our software, we are going to pitch different goods to different people. Record of non-compliant sellers. So any seller who has got multiple complaints, copyright strike, trademark violation, information technology violation, I should maintain a record of all those serial violators. Okay. Now, termination of these sellers are not mandatory. So you can't tell someone come and tell me remove them. Answer is no. Law has allowed them. Many times you also get demerit, but you're allowed to sit in the class. So similarly, if any business entity had got a penalty, they paid it. I have to maintain a track record that this guy has got XYZ thing. It's not. I don't have to remove them. Okay, they all can be there. People can take, even if someone has got a bad rating, he can be there. It's up to the people to buy or no. Now we saw about marketplace model, Amazon. Now we'll see duties and liabilities of inventory e-commerce entities. Inventory. See, above what we saw, marketplace model, duties and liabilities. Now will come inventory e-commerce entity. Now what is inventory? For example, those who own the inventory, they are selling their own inventory. Okay, for example, if you heard of that brand called as Decathlon sells all these sportswear, etc. They are all their goods. They have their website, they are selling. Apple, they have all their website, they are selling. Now, what is the duty and liability? Okay, it's going to be very simple. I am going to display information, same like above. Display information, no manipulative practices, refund, have a officer, etc. So a inventory e-commerce entity is, now pay attention to this, okay? In inventory, let's say you have a Apple website. Now Apple website is selling their own stuff, so they are a inventory based e-commerce entity. Marketplace, okay? Inventory model. It's their goods what they are selling. Now here you have, they become the seller and here you have the buyer. Now obviously if it is between them, it's going to be very, very simple. Now let's see what have they done. Okay, an inventory e-commerce entity owns and sells its own inventory directly to consumers. Simple. Okay, they could be multi-brand or single brands are also allowed. Okay, so only thing is they own their own, they have their own stuff. Okay, Nike multi-channel. Okay, multi-channel means what? These could be multi-channel also. Multi-channel means they are operating online and offline. So if I go to see, Apple has an online store as an offline store. So they are multi-channel, online and offline. That's what they're saying. So they can also be there. Now let's see. What all details, everything from above only it will be there. Same thing, information disclosure, refund policy, delivery, shipment, mode of payment, any laws are also put up, payment related information. Okay, whether you can cancel the payment, fees, available payment method, same as above, contractual information that are to be disclosed, that if they are having any specific contracts that we are entering into, maybe like a software, they will make you sign. Licensing, for example, Netflix subscription also you are taking, so it will be there. Total price should come up. Now when you go to buy, always when I purchase a book online, you will clearly see, or maybe for our classes website also, when you go, you purchase, full details will be given. Okay, taxes, your delivery, postage, everything should be broken up and it should be shown. That's how it is shown in any place that you do. A ticket number for any complaint, same as above. Prohibition of misrepresentation about your customer reviews or your quality misrepresentation, same thing should not be done. Accuracy of investment. Advertisements must be consistent with the actual characteristics of the goods and services. Obligation to accept or accept returns and refunds. Now entities must not refuse. Now this is also important, that if there is a fault from my end, from the seller's end, the goods are defective, deficient, spoilt, okay, they do not match the advertisement, okay, they were delivered late, so in such cases I should take back the goods. So entity must not refuse taking back the goods if it is defective, deficient, surplus, wrongly advertised, or it was delivered late. Liability for authenticity of the goods obviously is of the seller. If the entity explicitly guarantees the authenticity, it shall bear the liability if the guarantee is violated. Simple. Okay. With this we are done with your e-commerce rules 2002. Simple. So they said initially your marketplace, duties and liabilities they covered, and then they covered inventory model, duties and liabilities. Okay, more or less it was similar only, especially the duties. Now we are seeing another concept which is called as your Consumer Protection Direct Selling Rules 2021. So let's see what is this. What is direct selling first? Okay, let's see. Now let me explain you the concept. First, there will be three parties. Once there is a direct selling entity, there will be a direct seller and there will be a buyer. Now pay attention to this. I am explaining you the concept of direct selling. Okay. In exercise of the powers under section same 10, 101 subsection 2 ZG read with section number 94, the Consumer Protection Act 2019, the central government notified the Consumer Protection Direct Selling Rules 2021. So this we can write. Sir, what is direct selling? Direct selling refers to a process of selling the goods directly to consumers, typically outside the traditional retail settings, so not in retail shops etc., but through face-to-face interactions, online connections. I'll tell you what it is, 2 minutes. Okay, it includes sales agents, independent sellers, distributors who directly engage with the consumer and convince them. Companies like Amway hire distributors to sell their product directly to the consumer without involving any retail stores. Okay, so let's see. The direct selling entity and your obligations of direct selling entity and direct sellers. Pay attention. Now you have your this. Now I'll explain what it is. direct selling entity, they have no retail store. Retail stores have to pay a lot of rent. Okay, if I open a shop, I have to pay a lot of rent. So they say just skip that rental part. What we will do, we will engage distributors. Okay, maybe my consumers only. Consumers to further sell the goods. Consumers, etc. I'll catch people directly who will sell it to their contact. So an example is a Tupperware. Tupperware. Have you seen the Tupperware boxes, etc.? Or very important, my mom had also purchased Amway products, etc. eBiz was something like this. What they do, they say, listen, that why have a store? So there is no retail store of these companies. They instead engage direct sellers. So I will come and I will use my contact. I'll go into my phone list, and I will call you. That listen, you are my friend, you are my student, you are my sir, you're my family member. I have a very good product for you. I first of all engage someone like that. I'll tell them that you make them join. I'll pay you commission. So a commission per sale is given. Commission or a benefit is given to the direct seller, and the direct seller will sell the buyer. Now imagine if it's a consumer, then he will know that if he further sells it to someone, he will get and we will do. Now, direct selling is permitted, okay, is allowed in India, okay, but there are certain obligations of this guy, of the direct selling entity. Obligation. Now, what could be the obligation of this, of both these people? What do you think? Obligation or duty? So the very first thing is they have to have a contract. These two have to have a contract. In the contract, they should tell that he is going to be the direct seller, and this should be disclosed to the buyer. Disclosed to the buyer that we have entered in a contract, he is a direct seller. Second, the goods, services, etc., whichever is there, has to be clearly mentioned with the description by the direct seller to his consumer also, and he cannot give excessive guarantees. He cannot give anything more than what the direct selling entity is doing. So that's it. It's a simple little business model where I don't have any company. I'll directly find customers and I'll tell them that you sell it among your contacts, you'll get a kickback. That's all. Now, these rules, so these direct selling rules has been made 2021. It applies to all goods and services bought through direct selling. So direct selling means that I didn't go to a retail store, bought from a direct seller, and he is not a goods and service provider. The direct selling entity. So direct selling entity gives the goods to the direct seller and he gives it to the consumer. So we'll see these two intermediaries, what their roles and responsibilities are. All models of direct selling are covered. Any kind of method has been covered. All direct selling entities offering goods and services to consumers are covered. So for example, if they also have sold directly to any consumer, even they will have to follow these rules. All forms of unfair trade practice. As we saw above also, they are saying that first of all, goods and services are being sold, they are covered. And even if you do anything wrong, even that is covered. Okay, with respect to false marketing, even that will cover. So these rules shall also apply to direct selling entities which are not established in India. Means even a foreign company coming and doing a business of direct selling, they'll have to follow the Consumer Protection Direct Selling Rules 2021. Now, let's see. Simple little thing will be there. Disclose. Every direct selling entity, like I gave you example of Amway. Okay. Amway shall maintain its registered office. So they need to have a registered office at least. Okay. All documents are required under law, including the following documents they should have. Company, right? So Amway is a company. They had certificate of incorporation, MOA, AOA, GST, income tax return, balance sheet, all of that. Register of direct sellers. So they should know who all are selling their product. That they should have. If they are selling food products, okay, then they should have the necessary licenses. They are selling any medication, Ayurveda, Unani medicines, homeopathic medicines, and they need to get the respective certification. They need to register their trademark also. the direct sellers. Now we are coming to the direct selling entity. Now let's see. The direct selling entity, what does it mean? It refers to a principal entity that sells or offers to sell goods and services through direct sellers. So direct selling entity refers to that main entity which is selling through direct sellers. It excludes, now two things are prohibited in India which do not include pyramid scheme and money circulation scheme. So these are prohibited in India. Prohibited, which we will see in some time, prohibited in India. So any kind of a pyramid scheme is not allowed anymore, and even money circulation scheme is not allowed because they used to have a lot of scams. Now, obligation of the, first we understand the concept, then we see the what is the responsibility of the seller, obligation and duty. That's it. So first thing is they should only sell goods through its either directly to consumers or through its network direct sellers. So first thing is a direct selling entity will sell to obviously to direct sellers if he is a consumer, and then further he will sell it to consumers, or you can have they directly selling to the consumers also. Obviously first time they will have to sell to someone who will then further sell someone else. Okay. So it refers to a business entity who is directly selling to consumers through its network of direct sellers. Again, as we saw, they have to be a legal structure. If it's a company, then registered under Companies Act. If it's a partnership firm and LLP, then you have to get registered under respective law and have a registered office in India. Second, declaration against illegal schemes. Now I told you two kinds of schemes have been disallowed in India completely. Your pyramid scheme and money making schemes are illegal in India. What are they? We'll see it later. So just remember, these two are nothing but Ponzi schemes. They are all called as Ponzi or fake scheme, where they say in 21 days I'll double up your money. There is no real goods and services in between. So you make two members and they will make two members. That entire thing concept has become invalid in India. They need to maintain a website with all the details as we saw above. Same thing has been done. Okay, details of the company, product, pricing, grievance mechanism, officer, grievance redressal officer, customer care number, contact details. Very, very important. Your company secretary, information of on the website must be certified by a company secretary. So in all this, company secretary, user compliance officer has to certify that all the information on the websites are true and correct. Ownership or licensing of trademark. Now again, when they are selling products, the direct selling entity must have a trademark or at least a license trademark. Maybe my own product I'm selling, or maybe from some foreign company I've got a license to sell that product. So I need to have a trademark or a service mark I should have. So Vodafone is a service mark. Vodafone is a service, right? It's a service. Any telecom service provider is a service. Your Jahangir tutorials classes is a service mark. Trademark is for goods. This is for services. Simple. All of that should be there. It cannot offer commission, bonuses or incentives for product it does not own or have a license for. So obviously, if a direct selling entity is there, they need to own the products. They need to have their own products, or they need to be licensed seller. Okay, and they need to have the appropriate trademarks or service marks. Simple. You get the licenses, GST number, etc. Same, we are seeing the informations are the same. Very important is they need to have a direct agreement with so the entity must have a direct agreement with all the direct sellers. Okay, and very fair and transparent. Verification of direct sellers. So nobody can just sell a Amway product or a Tupperware product. They need to be registered and identified by the entity. They will have a proper identity cards for selling. Ensure product compliance. The entity must ensure that all the compliances on goods and services are being followed. They should resolve grievances on the website. All the information should be given. Okay, who are they, who is the direct seller, what is the ticket number for complaints, details about refund, payment gateway, breaking of the price should be given, refund policies, prohibition of unfair trade practice, they should not do any unfair trade practice, compliance with legal metrology act. Legal metrology act tells you basically on the product what all information should be there, whether it is veg, non-veg, the nutritional value, expiry date, manufacturing date, lot size, all of that should be given. Then data protection. So obviously whenever someone comes and enrolls on any of the websites, the person has details to sensitive information, this they have to protect. Grievance redressal mechanism, 48 hours, 1 month is the same time period here also. Okay, it must be acknowledged within 48 hours and resolved within 1 month. Important. Same nodal officer to solve the problems. Okay, consumers can file complaints through various modes: online, offline, fax, your email. Records of direct sellers have to maintain identity proof this and also give them a proper ID card. Truthful advertisement should be done, nothing false, no fake reviews should be created. Liability for product authenticity. Okay, so if the entity guarantees authenticity of its product, it will be liable for the disputes related to that. Monitoring, they have to monitor all their direct sellers, make a public record so that anyone wants they can go and see, and if there is any delisted person, they should also sell that this guy is no longer working with us. Okay, they have to collaborate with the National Consumer Helpline. All we have done above. Now we saw first there is a direct selling entity, then there is a direct seller, and then there is the consumer. Now we saw the obligation of direct selling entity. Now we are seeing this guy's responsibility, obligation of direct seller. Now you think first his job is to make ensure that he enters into a contract, only then he sells. He should not give excessive assurances, guarantees more than what the direct selling entity is given, right? He should not try to sell a product by giving excessive hopes, etc. Rest all is same. Let's see, obligation of this middle guy. Direct selling is a person who is authorized to directly sell the product, okay, through a contract, and it is made on principal to principal basis. So undertake direct selling on principal to principal basis. So he's the principal, I'm the agent, and one is principal to principal. We both are equally can be held liable. Okay, now because you are not in employment. If agent is normally employed, here I am not employed. I sell on my own independent capacity, my independent network, my independent methods of selling, etc. First, prior contract should be there with the direct selling entity. All the disclosures should be given while sales. I have to give complete and accurate details about the product, its information, demonstration, prices. Provide a order form. Now, what are they saying? That before buying, I will give a order form to you, which you have to fill that you want to purchase, and then it will come. So if you remember, any direct sellers who come, they'll come with a form which you have to fill, take the signature of the customer, only then I can sell. Okay, so the direct seller must provide an order form to the consumer at the time or prior to the sale. The form must include all the details, description, refund details, how he will do, and then once he signs, then we will take the check with him along with the form. Necessary registration, all that has to be registered. The direct seller must obtain the necessary registration numbers, GSTN number, etc. Okay, then because he's selling the goods, so matching product description, whatever he's selling, it should match. No false or excessive marketing. Data should be protected. Now this is about what he should do. All this while we were reading, okay, that requirements for direct seller, this he should do. He should do. Have a written agreement, give disclosures, have complete this, give an order form, do the necessary registration, match, and protect the data. Now what he shouldn't do? Prohibited activities. Okay, what he should not do. So what he should not do, first thing is no visits without approval. He shouldn't just land up to the customer's home without their approval. Unauthorized sales literature means what? Which sometimes they are giving you certain kind of literature. That means a book, a copy, a copy which is not authenticated, which is just a research, which is not true. Okay, for example, I'll tell you that you have this water having the regular water will cause you cancer. This is a research article. Now they are saying don't give any extra literature which if it is not been approved by the main entity. Okay, must not require the prospect to purchase any literature or sales demonstration equipment. I should not tell them that you have to purchase some side products also. Misrepresentation is prohibited. Compliance with the e-commerce rules. So obviously you have to comply with additionally with the e-commerce rules if it is through e-commerce platforms. Now we saw the obligation. Now we are seeing the duties of both of them. We saw the obligations. Now we'll see the duties of both of them. Direct selling and must ensure that all the terms of the offers are clear. There is no misrepresentation. There is clear, accurate explanation. There is substantiated claim. Means whatever I am saying, it is verifiable with evidence. I cannot give you research papers and tell buy. Avoid unfair trade practice. No misrepresentation as research. Now, which I told you that research you're telling as a fact. Just it's a biased research which you found which is in your favor, that you shouldn't give. Proper identification in promotion. Tell that I am the direct seller, who is the direct selling authority. Guarantee details. The remedial measures. Genuine testimonials should only be taken. After sales service, how you can avail it, so that also should be told. Delivery, timely delivery should be given. Proper packing should be done. Transparent pricing. Installment details should be given. Compliance with Legal Metrology Act. A direct seller or a direct selling entity shall not, very simple, fraudulent activity they should not give. Defective good they should not, refuse to take back. If there is defective goods, it's our duty to take it back. Cannot have any unlawful means to product the business or coercive measure, force. Induce customers to purchase on basis of false claims. Fake claims I cannot show you and try to false review and try to take. Charge entry on base or subscription fees. So entry fees, I'm selling a product, just for joining I cannot charge you fees. Okay, compliance with the laws, all the registration, and avoid mis-selling. Mis-selling is basically making any statement to complete a sale, which is not true. The statement is not true. So when I say mis-selling means what? Means selling a product or service by misrepresenting it. Why are you misrepresenting? To complete the sale. So just so that my sales target is there, I'm misrepresenting. That should not be done. Okay, giving false details, giving withholding important facts, and misrepresentation of the product. Means I tell you that the product is this when reality doesn't. Those are all coming under the category of mis-selling. So now we are done with direct selling also. Okay, now the third concept we'll be seeing is called as your prohibition of your pyramid and circulation scheme. Now understand what is a pyramid or a circulation scheme. You must have seen all these things which were there, that you join, then you make two people join, then they will make two people join, then they will make two people join, and like that, then there will be a kickback given to everyone. Okay, they are building this network. Now in that is called as a pyramid scheme, pyramid or money circulation scheme. This from 2021 have become prohibited. In India, these are not allowed. Okay. Now what is it? Understand. In a pyramid scheme, there is no real goods or service. There are no real goods or services. It simply says that listen, you make someone member. Okay, now no real means what? It must be a fake assurance. It might just be some fake, or you could say misleading product, etc., which is there. Okay, I just make a person and I say that listen, you make someone else the member, then you will get so much kickback. So I can keep a joining fees of rupees 1000. So you pay me 1000, and I say if someone else you make someone else join, 2 people you make them join, I'll give you 1000 rupees kickback. So now you try to get 2 more people, I get the money, I give them 1000. So now they want to recover, they will make 2 more people 1000. So always what happens that in the pyramid structure, the one who's at the top will earn the most. Okay, mid-level will also earn. The lowest ones are the ones who have recently joined, newly joined. Okay, so obviously they will not be earning. So when a new member, let's say these members have come, he will get a kickback. These people above one will get certain kickback. So the lowest base one, once it becomes very big, then it falters because someone takes the money and runs away, etc. So these schemes have become invalid. Okay, so your money just being circulated only. 2 people you made them join, 1000, I give them 1000. I give this guy 1000 for making 2 people join. Now I have money. So like this, there are no real products being exchanged. That is why this has been stopped. Okay, so now let's see. First thing, money circulation scheme and pyramid schemes are prohibited in India. Money making scheme has been prohibited on chit fund and money circulation schemes banning Act 1978, and pyramid scheme have been banned through this direct selling rules 2021. Only when you have a real product, you can offer that you can sell it to someone else. But if I say make 2 people, then they will make 2 people. All of that has been banned now due to the amount of frauds that were coming. So money circulation scheme, the definition is as per section 2C of the Price, Chit and Money Circulation Banning Act 1978. Fine. Pyramid scheme they have defined. Now pay attention. It's a multi-layer network. Now pay attention. The ones are the lower people. Moment you make a person enroll, the higher one will earn money while the enrolled one will occupy a lower position. A pyramid structure is a multi-layered network where subscribers enroll new subscribers who enroll more subscribers. So you make more members, they will make more members. The benefits, whether direct or will be received by because I made someone enroll into the into our group, so that I will get a benefit. Okay, the enrolling one who I make you enroll, so I go on a higher position. This is called as a multi-layered network. So the more enrollments I do, the more higher positioning I go. Okay, now simple line, what we need to know, it is banned in India. So direct selling, and one more thing they've written, that a direct selling entity or direct seller shall not promote any pyramid scheme, nor can they participate in any money circulating scheme. In both pyramid and money circulation, there is no real goods that are there. So that all is as it is banned. Direct seller, that is there because there is a real product involved. Now we see in good faith, just one small little point has been they have given you, that here if I say that it was a fake scheme, I filed it in front of the consumer court and the judge denied it. He said no, it is genuine, and later it came out that it was wrong, the judgment was wrong. Can you sue the judge for deficiency in service? No, he acted in good faith. Judges and all of them cannot be brought in here. So no lawsuit, legal action can be taken against the president, members, employees of the district, state or national commission if they have acted in bona fide interest. Simple. So if any of these people have done any act, I cannot say for deficiency in service or they have done anything wrong. Cannot do if they have acted in good faith. And my last point is, act not in derogation of any other law. So when we have made this Consumer Protection Act, okay, this act gives you additional to what the laws are there. So Contract Act is there. In addition to that, we made this. It is not substituting or derogation, that is violating or belittling or substituting any law. It's a additional law that has been made. Simple. And that is it. We've completed the entire topic. Thank you. Okay, with this, and then that is it, guys. And one thing I have also told you all is the the Competition Act 2002 thresholds. Okay, section 5, your deal value threshold, etc. Mark that also as important. It can come in your exam. You expect a question from section 5 and section 6 in your exam as well. So that is it from my end. Okay, wish you all the very best. Everything that you need is there in the dream batch. Go ahead, complete. Nothing will come out of it. That is it. All the best. See you all after the exam. Thank you. Bye. And just remember one thing, that whenever you write a paper, before the paper, take 10-15 minutes break, and just before you get your exam hall, you enter inside, take meditation and say positive words to yourself that I know everything, the paper is going to be really good, the correction will be easier, and I'm going to clear with flying colors, and enter with a smile, and keep smiling till you get the paper and see the difference. Okay, take care guys, bye, see you all tomorrow.